I'd like to welcome everybody to the Marketing Pulpit First Friday. I see some new faces in the room. I cannot believe this young lady right here told me she found us on the internet. Through Eventbrite. Look at the way it works.
All right. So the internet does work.
It works. In spite of all those bad things you've heard about the internet, I mean, people use it for terrorism, sex slaves, and everything else. But they can also find you people for your networking event.
That's good.
So, and she's been running the neighborhood too. And also like to welcome all the people who've been hanging in there with us for the last 4 years. We actually celebrated 4 years of the Marketing Pulpit First Friday last
month.
Okay. 4 years. And as this young lady was asking me earlier, and we'll all get a chance to meet out and introduce ourselves, she was asking me, what is this Marketing Pulpit thing? I love when I get that question, because then I can get to go into my bag. I can get to do my own little elevator pitch, my own raison d'etre. We talked about raison d'etre last time. I'm just going to do a test. Anybody remembers now what we talked about, what raison d'etre is? It's a French term. Reason for being. Think about this. If you ever get lost in your business journey, just refer back to your reason for getting into it in the first place. Because sometimes you find yourself at that fork in the road. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I use this vendor or that vendor? Should I hire this person or that person? Should I use this advertising medium or that advertising medium? When you ask yourself, why am I in business? The answer becomes crystal clear. Sometimes you find out it wasn't about the money. Sometimes the money is not the determining factor. It's your reason. So my reason, when I started the Marketing Pulpit radio show, was to build strong businesses in our community so we can put our people to work. I have never wavered. The radio show is about that. This First Friday is about that. And that's why I'm just tickled pink when I get people coming out to support us, people who've been listening to the radio show for 5 years. So we're going to talk about a little later on also the 3 things you should do in 2016 if you plan to be around in 2017. If you're not doing these 3 things, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
If you don't end in 2017,
I have a place for you.
Oh yeah.
In your final 13.
I'll quickly tell you about William's business card, Mark. William, by the way, is my co-host on the radio show. And William is like a business card enthusiast. He collects business cards. He's a graphic designer. So naturally, he might be more attracted to a business card and look at it a little differently than the most of us. So he takes all these cards, and every now and then he goes back and does a reality check. And he'll call these companies to see if they're still in business. He'll call them, he'll email them, and if they didn't make it, what he does, he takes the card from one pile and puts it over into another. And that's what we start calling on the radio show his business card morgue. Wow. So now we have added an addendum to our mission, our raison d'etre, to keep people out of the Williams business card morgue.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to be there.
So
Not a pretty place.
The mission of the radio show is to build strong businesses in our community so we can put our people to work. We start enough businesses. As a matter of fact, you can't throw a rock without hitting a business owner.
Yeah.
I promise you. You get in the elevator, go down to the 3rd floor. If there are 5 people on that elevator, 4 of them are business owners. Doesn't matter if they have a government job, they still have a business on the side. What we were not doing though as business owners was hiring people, because the average business in our community hires about 0.67 people. Not even a whole person. Now how can you hire a fraction of a person? You really can't. That means the business owner himself or herself is not even full-time. These are some not so happy statistics. So what we started, I had to add the metrics to it. I said, so one of our goals is to get the business owner to full-time and hire at least a part-timer. If we do that, then we could actually wipe unemployment out of our community. And guess what? The only way I know how to do it is through effective marketing. Somebody asked me today, what's the difference between a marketing guy and an advertising guy? They said, should I advertise or should I market?
Market, ain't no doubt about it.
I said, look, if you go out here and advertise before you market, you might as well just throw your money up in there. Throw it in the river.
Me.
Go to where your business card tomorrow. Because marketing helps you decide if you have the right product mix, the right product, hitting the right audience, using the right tools, if you brand it properly. You do those things first, you have the right message. You do those things first, and then we're ready to advertise. But only after we've done our effective marketing. So I'm giving you all this to let you know what the marketing pulpit is about. We have a radio show, comes on every Friday at 10:30 a.m. over at Radio 1, home of Miss Kathy Hughes and Alfred Liggins, WOLAM. We also have, we expanded the marketing pulpit now to include Blog Talk Radio. We have 5 radio shows. Monday, we have a show in New York with Dennis Chipman. Tuesday, we have a show in Charlotte, North Carolina with Sharon Bennett. Thursday, we have a show in Baltimore with Puncho Brown. Wednesday. Thursday, we have Dr. Florida Bell Griffin and Leon Gatewood out of Houston, Texas, and Waynesboro, North Carolina. Then on Friday, we have our disability show with Mr. Ray Razor. And he talks about disability, his sight and vision show. Starting in January, we're going to have our sports show. We have 2 talented individuals. One was a radio executive, and one was a coach. And they're putting together a team to have our first marketing business show coming up in January.
And I can't wait for that. That's going to be good.
That's going to be good. So the marketing pulpit brand is strong. The company is strong. The organization is strong. But we owe it to the people in this room. That's why my first order of business is always to acknowledge. I have this special thanks here. These are people who've contributed financial-wise, just for more fun, time-wise, food-wise, and some have come on the list and fallen off. Because I see some people in the room, like Sharon over here, it was a few years ago, but she's contributed as well. So this list really includes some of the more recent contributors to the show and to the marketing pulpit family. First, we acknowledge Miss Bernadette Clay. She provides this nice space. If you need any type of location for holding events, if you need office space, she's been sponsoring the radio show now for 4 years, and we really like to thank her. One of our more recent people, the real rehab talk. We have Miss Cecilia Bell in the room, and she and Kelly Campbell have just come on board. Really, they're starting, matter of fact, they're going to be guests on the show on December 18th, talking about their rehab. And they have a good event coming up, and I'll let her talk about that. Suncrest Financial, Miss Velocity, Fitness First, Paul Grant, Phyllis Sweetly Holiday Pies and Cakes. This lady has contributed. We have a surprise for you all later.
I can't wait.
It's called a pina colada holiday.
That can't.
I got my fork and plate right here, baby. I ain't going to pop my
Hey, can we do that first? After that to the
Let's
meeting.
get the cake. No, we can't do that. We gotta say cake for last. Of course, I'm Robert Gatewood, William Maxwell, my co-host. MRS tax and refunds to go to Thorman Jerry. He's been with us as a client. And so when I talk about these 3 things you have to do to succeed in 2016, Mr. Thorman Jerry and Refunds to Go, they have been the epitome, the poster boy, poster child of what you should do to grow a business. They started out in Woodbridge, Virginia with 1 location, and now they have a location in Baltimore, Maryland, and they have their DC location. And they've done it through partnering, through joint venturing, through smart marketing. We just done a media buy with Radio 1 up in Baltimore to start right after the new year. This guy has, and he's come to me and said, look, Robert, I've seen you do it. I know it works. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Just tell me what to do. And he has followed the playbook. And we have seen him grow. Same thing with BLE Executive Suites here. They have this floor They have the suite down the hall. They have almost half of the fourth floor. And they have just grown and grown and grown by being smart marketers and just staying on course and understanding their reason for being in business. Their business has aligned with us to help small businesses grow. So that's a good partnership that we have done with Radio 1 and BLE Executive Suites and Thorman Jerry. Miss Veronica Rose, she brought us that nice jerk chicken over the past few years. Alita Seven, she's one of our co-hosts. Zari Technologies, another supporter. Mr. Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. He's an international star now, but he started right here with us over at Radio 1. Centric Fuel, Paul Grant. Little Flower, she's our co-host out of Houston. Cultural Healer, Miss Naomi Elcott, she's a regular. Mr. William Murray, I don't know if I should give him any love. Matter of fact, I want his educator, and he'll tell us about that. Miss Naomi Henderson, Miss Carmise Graves, and Miss Pam Little from Plate of Expressions. So, what I'm going to do quickly, because some people do have to go, and I think one time before, I didn't get into my message. I'm just going to do it early today, because after that, we're going to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves and let us know what a great company you have and all the great things you plan to do in 2016. But I was talking, now I've been marketing for, God, I was in corporate America most of my adult life. I know most people see me as this struggling small business guy who's out here rolling up his sleeves and down here in the dirt with everybody else. But I tell you, that's where I'm comfortable, but that's not where I started. I started in corporate America. I came out of college at the age of 22. I was a buyer for a national food chain, had 100 stores under my belt. And so I went through this whole corporate America thing. You know, the smoky filled room, the white shirts and the blue suits and all that stuff. Hated it, but I did it. I called it part of sharpening my teeth for what was to come. But my love was always for small businesses. And so I left corporate America and came in to start my own company called Gatewood Marketing. And I brought those skills with me to the small business community. And what I did, I stripped away the fat that the fat guys could afford. And so I'm going to strip it down and come up with strategies that small businesses can take advantage of without the big cost. And that's what I built my business around. It's been very successful. Doesn't pay as well as these big corporate guys, but when you know why you're on this earth, I'm fulfilled. Okay? Sometimes you realize it's not about the money. It helps. You have a kid in a private school, it really helps. But then I realized we have bigger reasons. That's why last time I talked about the reason for being. Whenever you get lost, and you can take this to the bank, whenever you get lost in your business venture, just refer back to why are you in business in the first place. Come on in. Come on in, come in. Miss Cherry and Mr. Pitt, come on, I got a chair right up here.
Oh, you got two? Okay. I got to probably get some more chairs on.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Okay.
Come on in, Mr. Pitt.
I sure will.
Man, I haven't seen you in 100 years. How you doing?
How you been?
Good to see you. Come on in. All right. So what I was saying, when you get lost on that business road, keep referring back to why you went into business in the first place. And it just becomes so clear. Your branding becomes clear. Your verbiage becomes clear. Who you go after becomes clear. The services you offer becomes clear. How long you work even becomes clear. Think about it. If I'm trying to service small business owners, I already told you most of them have full-time jobs. So what does that mean? I have to work late. I have to set my schedule to be available when they are available. That's called understanding your reason for being. I can't do 9 to 5 because my clients, they're working their regular job. I got to be available when they're available. So I come in around 11 o'clock and I'm usually off about 9 o'clock at night. That's understanding. So your reason for being can even help you determine what hours you need to be open. It becomes very clear. So now, this big build-up about the 3 things you must do in 2016 if you plan to be successful. I'm gonna give you number 1. You must market and brand your company. Now that may sound self-serving coming from a marketing and branding guy, but this is what I do. I've done this for a lot of companies, some big companies that's grown from backroom kitchen to coast companies. And we have never wavered in our approach. You have to understand branding. Your brand has to speak for you when you're not there. If I was lost, and I said to myself, man, I could sure use a good old sheep burger. Think about the power of branding. I don't have to go looking through the signs, knocking on doors. All I gotta do is look at those golden arches. That's the power of branding. So you have to start working now, if you haven't already, building yourself a brand that people recognize. Just having a company is just not gonna cut it. Having a good service is just not gonna cut it.
Right.
People have to hear your name and know what you stand for.
Mm-hmm.
When they hear Matisse International, they better know that this means somebody's gonna get some good visa and passport services. When they hear WM Graphics, they better know that, oh, that's that company that does branding. Man, I can get me a nice logo. I can get me some nice materials. I already know when I see Sharon here, I'm already thinking Barbara Lounge. I see her, I start feeling my edges. I start patting my edges down. Because I know where the company represents. She has the Barbara Lounge for men. Her brand is growing. I see Mr. Murray back there. I know brand is growing. He's trying to build millionaires and changing people's mindsets. These people are building brands.
Speaking of brands, one of our guests tonight, Miss Yolanda Thornton, is a rep for the U.S. Postal Service.
We're talking about brands.
That's a big time brand.
That's a big time brand.
So,
Definitely got to hear her. So that's the first one. You have to market and brand your company. Don't skip to number 2, which I'm about to give you, and overlook this first 2. Branding is your color. It's your culture. It's how you treat your employees. It's what people think about when they think about you.
it's the warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, it's the why. It's the why behind the name. And then you put a face on that with a logo. Your message, your graphics. That's branding. So when people see that, they see your graphics, they see your colors, they see your name, they automatically go into, wow, do I need what they're selling? You don't have to think about it. That's number 1, marketing and branding. I can separate those 2, but I'm lumping them together tonight. Number 2, you must partner.
Can we get an amen?
Amen. I need an amen on that one. Every company I have grown, I've taken from here to there. We could not do it by themselves. Company out in Virginia, that I had to go where I spent a lot of my corporate America time too. We started out just selling food. Our first leap into the big league came when we partnered with a company called eDiets. They had their online menu services. They had a big database of women who were trying to lose weight. We were making food. We said, well, look, these guys already have the attention of our audience. Let's make a partnership deal with these guys. Boom. It would have taken us 10 years to get to that point otherwise. So what you want to do in the partnering world, think about organizations that share your same audience. That's the first thing. So if I'm a diet company, I may look for fitness companies, fitness trainers, personal trainers. If I'm a marketing company, I'm looking for graphic designers, web designers, I'm looking for people like that. Think about your company. Who else shares your same audience?
Don't forget the writers.
Right, that's right.
Because a lot of people out there have companies with content that's either very generic, that they ripped it off from somebody else, or it's very nondescript.
No power words.
So, I always use a little test with people, especially as it pertains to their content. If I can read your content and jump up on Google, find 5 other companies like your company, and I'm all of a sudden seeing the same thing coming at me, you just failed. Because if you're telling me that there's something special and unique about your business, and I've just pulled up 5 other companies that's saying the same exact verbiage, you didn't differentiate yourself from the pack. You're kind of like, okay, I can throw it up in the air and grab it, and whichever one comes to my hand, I'm good with it, because there's no defining thing that makes it different, special. Everybody wants to be special, but everything that you do about your business, which ties back to number 1, branding,
Right.
is part of you developing your brand. You can't be unique if you're not doing things that manifest that.
That's right. And writing content is one of those things. So if a guy like me, people coming to me saying, look, I have a website, I need a website, I need some graphics, I need this, but I also may need somebody to write. So I would make a partnership with a writer. I have a partnership with several attorneys. Like today we had on the show, we talked about intellectual property. Copywriting, patenting, trademarking, and a lot of people didn't know the difference. We also talked about trade secrets. Well, I actually have an attorney on retainer. When somebody comes to me and they want to set up an LLC, I don't have to do that myself. I just pick up the phone and say, look, Miss Booker, or I have a couple of people, I have somebody for you. They take care of it. Now I'm able to grow in other areas.
And that's real important, and I hope that Robert posts that show up like ASAP.
That was a good show.
Because that was a great show, and for people who are small business owners that are trying to grow their brand, that's mega important, because you don't want to get into a situation where you start to grow and then all of a sudden you get a cease and desist letter,
Right.
telling you that you can no longer use the name because someone else owns it. Now, all that time, money, and energy that you invested goes down the toilet, and you have to start over again. So
you can see partnering, you got a partner. If I need a graphic designer, William and I like we're the poster boys of partnership. We've grown over the years by partnering. He has his company, a successful company. I have my company. But we come together on projects. We have about 3 or 4 people in this building we just created logos for and helping them build their brands. So partnering, that's the second one. First one was advertising and branding. Marketing and branding. Partnering. I can give you 4. 3 is just not enough.
a bonus.
I'm gonna throw in a bonus tonight. The second one, the third one is advertising. Oh boy. Now there's a lot of folks in town that would have you to believe that you can go online and get all this little free stuff, and somehow you're gonna build a successful business. Now one thing I learned in corporate America, we call it barriers to entry. Barriers to entry, the threshold. If the barrier to entry into your industry is too low, that means anybody can do it. Think about it. That means if I can get it free off the internet, everybody else can get it free off the internet.
Amen.
So how are you going to be separating yourself from anybody? So you have to look at advertising the same way. If it's free to you, they didn't just do you a favor all of a sudden. They didn't just get the warm and fuzzies when you typed in your name anonymously. They're giving that to everybody. So you are no different. There's nothing that's going to make you stand out from the crowd. You're just a number. But if you aggressively advertise, I can guarantee you most of the people in your competition base are not doing it. Think about it. I want you to think about your competitors for a minute. And how many of them have you seen one of their ads? And if you hear one of their ads, they're probably doing pretty darn good. You're taking some of your customers. That's what you're doing. If they're advertising and you're not, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
You should have a problem sleeping at night because you may have a toe tag with your name on it.
I'm serious. So you must advertise too. Now, we made it easy by putting together some affordable packages through the marketing pulpit, but it doesn't have to be with us. You can call Radio 1 over there, you can call some of these radio stations, you can call post office service here, get the every door direct mailing. There are affordable solutions out here. Don't just sit there and wait and pray and hope that your phone is going to ring. You have to make that thing ring. Ring, ring, ring. And the best way to do that is through advertising. I used to run this test. This is how I knew when I was doing okay. When you get a customer with a name you can't pronounce, you're rolling. But long as everybody had your same last name, or know somebody that had your name, you're going to be small, you're going to stay small. I remember the first time I did my major first advertising campaign. I was still kind of a rookie, but I had heard enough to know that I'm going to advertise. So I went out and bought a list, bought a mailing list, created a little brochure, and just mailed it out. And I'll never forget this guy over in Iverson Mall had a string of bakeries called Iverson, Tiffany's Bakery. And the guy responded. I said, wow, Mr. Edwin Magia. Wow, man, that guy's, I've never seen a name like that. Edwin Magia, because I'm used to dealing with people like me, right? The Smiths and Tillmans and Johnsons and Browns and Gatewoods. I see a name called Magia. I said, oh, what's up here? So I called the guy and said, look, Mr. Magia, you responded to my ad. I'm just following up. He said, oh, that's called Mahia. I said, I'm in business. I've done it. So think about it. What advertising does, it expands your base. You've got to get some strangers through the door. That's why when I saw this young lady, I lit up like a Christmas tree. A stranger. That means I'm reaching other people outside my base. I see Carolyn back there. Hey, Carolyn, haven't seen you in a while.
Really? I was kind of surprised.
I just love seeing people come back in. I just love it. I really do love it. And the last one, and then we're going to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. Networking. Boy.
Yes.
If any of you all don't have like an office, I'm going to talk to you first. People not going to come knocking on your door while you're sitting around there with your bedroom slippers on. You might see the UPS man and the yard guy might go by you one day every now and then. But customers just don't come knocking. They really don't. You got to get out of there. That is the truth. And it's just not for folks who are working at home, but I'm telling you, that's my first group I got to pick on. You have to get out and rub elbows with somebody. There is no shortcut for that. The best contracts I have, matter of fact, the one right now that's paying the majority of my bills came from a networking. I'm on a government contract right now with the Small Business Administration. And the person that led me to it was through one of our networking events. An ad wouldn't have done it. I could have run an ad. It may or may not. But when you're networking, you are rubbing shoulders with the decision maker. I don't have to deal with the gatekeeper. This guy here is the one who's going to make the decision and write the check. So why wouldn't I want to come to an event where I can talk to him directly? It works. Now you got to find the right group. I was a part of BNI for many years. That's when I really decided, man, this networking thing, wow. I could not believe it. I mean, I was like in awe. Is that easy? I'm sitting here in the room with people I had never met and probably would have never met, even if I ran an ad. Because I would have had to go through that gatekeepers in there. Oh, that's that guy trying to sell me something. Let me hang up the phone. I'm looking in the eye. They could see me. I could see them. I could read their body language. I could see if they were in my reason for being, if they were part of my purpose. And you don't force it when you're networking. You let it happen naturally. See, networking is not about selling. It's about building relationships with your 4 major stakeholders. Somebody help me out. Give me one of them. Stakeholders. First one you all know about. Vendors. That's a stakeholder. Suppliers. And if you don't believe suppliers is important, you talk to anybody that's in the hair industry. They can't get the hair. That's one of their problems. Networking, stakeholders. Another one, partners and investors. We already talked about partnering. And of course, number one that most people are familiar with is clients and customers. So when you network, you can't just focus on getting customers. You have to build relationships with these potential stakeholders. Okay. Suppliers, vendors, contractors, customers, employees even. I used to bring in during one of my phases at the marketing pulpit, we had a place, we could call it Acting Speaks Louder. We would bring in these we made a partnership with some of the kids over at Prince George's Community College. And they would come in and act out a business scenario. You know why I ended up folding? They kept hiring my daggone. My actors wouldn't last a week because as soon as I bring them in here, they get hired. They get scooped up. Wow. So, social media, everybody wants, do you all know social media? Next thing I know, I'm calling, y'all guys ready to do the acting this Friday? That lady, that one of your people had me working on social media on Friday nights now. Thanks a lot. But, that's the mission. Building strong businesses, putting people to work.
Relationships.
Building those relationships.
And just to chime in on the relationship piece, the way Robert and I got together was through indirect networking scenario. Someone that he knew came to an event that I had put together, then went back to him to let him know, hey, it's this guy, you need to meet him, y'all have a lot in common, blah, 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 blah. So sometimes you will go to a networking event and the result of what's going to happen may not always be linear.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Sometimes things happen more organically where it may not just pop in the way you think, but if you don't put yourself in that situation, opportunity never pops up. And Robert and I have been working together now since like 1997.
But you know,
so it's almost 20 years.
It's like when you get the right partner, everybody's not your partner.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything wrong with that person. They just may be on a different plane. But Will and I are a good example of, I mean, I've known this guy, 15 something years.
Almost 20.
We've never had a fight. I mean, you think that it's when you get the right partner, and we don't have any type of legal agreement between us, everything is done on a handshake. I said, William, when I need a logo person, you the guy. Sometimes I may do it myself. Sometimes I may get somebody else to do it. But I always got William as a partner when I needed somebody to co-host my radio show. I had to look no further than this guy right here. And we met at a networking event.
And the same goes the other way. When I've needed help on websites, even when I did my last business expo where I literally passed out from exhaustion, Robert stepped to the plate, I threw him right in the fire and told him, hey man, you gotta make this happen. And he came through. And again, when you have the right partner, like you said, you don't have to have it all written in legalese, and because you know the right partner when that person comes along.
Yeah.
You know they got your back, you have theirs, and that you're on the same page in terms of what you're trying to accomplish, your raison d'etre. And you know, so it's true. And the thing is, and I think we even mentioned it on the show this morning, in order to go to that next level, you do have to have good partners. Because Bill Gates would still be working out of his garage if he would have thought I'm gonna do this by myself forever. And now look where Bill Gates is. I mean, he's, you know, one of the richest people in the world. Zuckerberg, all these guys had to eventually at some point get partners.
That's right. So let's recap. Cause I want to hear everybody's in here.
I have
Give
to
everybody
take
a
two
chance.
more real quick that I think you need to cover. You can do yourself real quick. And one of them is people don't realize the value of a database. Networking, you get the cards. If you don't use them, you don't get them. Database, and then like I said, relationships. Those are two of the most, that fits right in with what you were saying.
You're exactly right, because successful companies, you don't have to go out here and create something new and different. These are things that have been tested time and time and time again. Mr. Silver.
Piggybacking on what he said, I had a lady that I worked on a computer system. She collected business cards from people. I said, what do you do with them? Well, I put them in my book here, and in case I ever need them, I have a book here I can go to them. You're not marketing to them, you're not trying to call them, you're not trying to reach out to them, but she just had them in a book.
Useless.
Collect them like baseball cards.
Like baseball cards.
You gotta do relationships. You gotta realize, when you got a business, every month in order to grow your business, you have to build your business where you get 7% of your clients are brand new.
That's right.
If you're going to survive. If 7% of your clients every month aren't brand new, you're not going to survive because your family and friends ain't going to pay you enough money to support you.
That's true.
They love you and they'll come, but they'll be there when your grand open.
But they will eventually get tired of you.
They'll be out there.
I can't afford you and my family too.
They'll start letting the voicemail pick up.
So database relationship, very important.
So before I close, let everybody introduce themselves. Remember these metrics. Marketing is not all smoke and mirrors. There is some numbers, some metrics to it. The cost per acquisition. You need to know what it costs to get a customer. Each customer comes under your threshold has a cost. And the quick math would be to take if you spent $1,000 in January and you got 10 customers, your cost per acquisition is $100. Okay. Now you're thinking about it. You spent $100 to get that customer. Now what are you selling?
Right.
If you're selling cookies, you have to sell a lot of cookies to get that money back. Because now you have to look at lifetime value. Lifetime value is the other set of metrics you need to understand. What are you going to get from that customer over the lifetime of your association with them? Those two numbers have to be in your frontal lobe. And if you haven't figured them out yet, that's your assignment.
Better do it quick.
Figure out what it costs you to get a customer and how much money you get from that customer once they come under your umbrella. I mean, I know, but I don't have to guess. I know exactly what it costs. I know how much money I need to get out of a customer. I need to get about $2,000 a year out of my customers. So if any of y'all customers, you haven't spent $2,000 yet, I'm coming looking for you.
What, day 6, they got 24 days?
Well, I'm exaggerating because some more, actually some spend a lot more than that, really. Some spend a lot more than that, and some spend less.
So they carry it for the up.
Right, but on the average, so we're talking about averages here. Your average have to be a certain number. Your average lifetime value has to be a certain number, and your average acquisition cost has to be at a certain number. You get those two numbers mixed up, you got a business.
And that's why.
Period.
And that's why Robert always say when I meet with people, you need to know exactly how much you're making per customer, because when you're doing your marketing and your advertising, you can justify if this one piece of paper gets into the right hands, I'm going to make $500. If your whole campaign costs $6, you do this every day of the week because you know you're going to make that money back. Stop looking at spending money on advertising and marketing as expenditures, because if you're doing it smart, it's an investment in your business.
I'm going to tell you, go ahead, Sharon.
You know, I do the EDDM, love it. When I send out 530, it may cost me $90.
Okay.
But once 3 customers come in,
Uh-oh.
I have already gotten my money back.
Somebody who knows her numbers, give her a
So
hand.
that, I'm telling you guys, is a win-win.
Yeah, knowing those numbers, boy. That's
You gotta know your numbers.
the reason people don't market a lot of times is because they fear they're not going to get their money back. They're afraid, they're not sure of their numbers. So they're like blind. It's like, God, why am I gonna spend money? I'm just gonna throw it away.
And it's almost like
You know your numbers, you get comfortable spending money.
it's almost like when you watch the TV show The Prophet.
Yeah.
My man Marcus, when he breaks it down, he's gonna grill you if you don't know your numbers.
Yeah.
Because everything else is gonna crumble and fall apart if you don't know the numbers.
It's like the Shark Tank. They had this episode, this young lady came in. She did like an online therapy session company.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, this lady left in tears.
Right. Had her crying.
I was saying to myself, if she had just spent 15 minutes with me before she'd gone on top Shark Tank, she would have left there with a share, and she might have got some investors.
She'd have got some of that Mark Cuban money, probably.
But they ran her out of town.
Yeah.
I mean,
They talked about it. She
talked about it after she left. She didn't know her numbers. And that's what these, if you ever watch Shark Tank, that's a good example.
That's another homework assignment.
If you aren't watching those two shows, you are missing out on what
Those numbers,
Yes, you are.
those numbers I just told you about, those are the numbers they want to hear. What it costs you to get a customer, how much money you get from that customer, and what are your costs of your product, cost of goods. They want to know those numbers. And if you don't know those numbers,
And they always tell you also what makes your stuff proprietary or different. And if you can't do that, you're gonna go out there crying.
all right, folks. I want to thank everybody for giving me your attention on these things you must do in 2016. Now, if you need some follow-up, my information is in the folder here. Also, I have some specials on the back. Talk about advertising. I cannot believe the number of people from the last First Friday that have called me to take advantage of these advertising rates. We had a I'm sorry folks, it went up since last time. Sorry. It was $195 at the 4-year anniversary for this 1 month of advertising on the Marketing Pulpit radio show. Where we bring you into the studio at Radio 1, mic you up, and for 10 minutes we let you tell your story. So it has gone up now to $295, but it's still a great deal. It's a regular $500 deal. So if anybody's interested in that, see me and we will get you. We can have you on the show before the year is out. We may have 1 or 2 slots, but if not, then at least by the time the year starts. Also, we have a web package. Anybody who hasn't gotten on the web yet, we have a package for you for that as well. What I'd like to do now is get to know the people in the room, and while you're introducing yourself and while you're listening, have your antennas up. Not to necessarily try to sell this person, but is this a good relationship? Can we exchange information and keep the dialogue going? It might take a year. It might take 2 years. It may not ever happen. But when you start that dialogue, boy, you just don't know where that road is going to go. And most of the time when I've done it, because I pay attention, it has led to good things. It has led to good things. As a matter of fact, this young lady coming in the door here. Come on in here, Abel R. We got one more chair for you. Mary. Hey, Mary.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
find me one more chair?
I sure will.
Appreciate it. So I'm going to let everyone get a chance. Let's try to keep it to a minute, because I don't want you all here all night. And be respectful of the person behind you. So if you go over a minute, you're going to take that time from the person that's following you. Boy, that's putting the pressure.
Really put the pressure on.
I'm not going to do that, but that would be a good little thing to do. I want to hear your reason. What's your story? What's your business? I know you're probably looking at it a little differently now since I put that reason for being in your head. You're saying, wait a minute, I was just doing this to make money. What's this guy talking about? The money's nice. The money runs out. There'll be those nights when money is just not enough, when it's not coming in particularly. So something else has to keep you going. I'm going to start on my right with Mr. Pitt. You knew I was coming to you, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm in the front of the class.
Go ahead, let us hear your story. And you can stand if you like, or you can hold your seat. But
No, it doesn't matter. My name is Christopher Pitt. I was born and raised in PG County, Washington, D.C. area. Now I reside in Woodbridge, Virginia. My core business is I'm international travel, so I expedite U.S. passports. I also help issue, or not issue, but I have couriers that will go to foreign embassies, help customers get visas to travel overseas, such as business visas, tourist visas and also safari trips or something like that. We also deal with authentication of documents. So if you want to sell your products overseas to a foreign country, we can also assist you with that. So we can take the documents, go to the State Department, have them authenticated, and also go to that foreign country where you want to sell your products, and we can have those authenticated. So you can just sell your products overseas.
All right.
Also, and I deal in real estate. I do investing. So I'm in multiple things. But the passport and visa is my core business.
Okay.
All right, give a hand. I like that multiple stream of income. Okay?
Yes, sir, buddy. Before that, got one home.
My name is Sharon, owner of the Barber Lounge for Men, the first full-service barbershop in the Southern Maryland area. So I'm in a business to make a difference because men want to be groomed just like we do, and I want them to be able to get everything done under one facility. So that's my story.
All right, very good.
I've been looking for you. I almost feel proud for you leave my shop.
Sharon's been a great supporter.
Yeah, I met her here one time and then couldn't find one like your card mixed in with all the rest of them. Now I want to see you. I got a
Also, we didn't put
present
our,
coming to
There
me.
you go.
I didn't put my business card jar out. Make sure I get everybody's card. Jennifer, you can slide them down this way.
Is that the mail spot?
I tell you what, hold on, we'll do it after. I don't want to interrupt the flow of information here. Let's go with,
Ready for me?
You're on.
Okay, so real quick though, I do want to give some testimony for Sharon's business because I visited her place. I wanted to do something for my brother for Christmas last year. He's a single dad, he works really hard. And so I said, I met her here. And I said, I'm going to check out her facility before I just go get a gift certificate. I liked the facility. I liked everything she had laid out. Got the gift certificate for my brother, and he totally enjoyed it. So, Sharon. But yeah, so my name is Sherette Gordon, and I am the CEO of Management Made Easy, which is a business management consulting company. The reason I got into business is because I had been in a business before with some partners and found that we did not put certain infrastructure in place, which would have made our life so much easier, which would have made the business last. And I said, no, we were running ragged. We did not have a balanced life. We're working 16 hours a day, and I don't think this is why I got in business. So when I opened up my consulting company, the goal of the company was to help other business owners have a more balanced life. And to attest to what was said tonight, I partner with other people to get that done.
all right.
How everybody doing? My name is William Murray. I'm the founder and president of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. We're an institute for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs. We do business class empowerment sessions, workshops. You know, we have all the top educators in every field of business. I'm always recruiting educators that can educate you on whatever you need. We're the one-stop shop. I don't care what business, what you need in any business. I've got someone that can fill that, and they got to qualify. I vet everyone. Because one thing I realized, you find the need and you fill it. Because there's nothing out there in the world more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Our motto is we build millionaire mindsets and businesses. Because if your mindset ain't right, all the education in the world, the money in the world ain't gonna help you. So that's one of my educators there. Y'all, we got a big event coming up. Y'all flyer. I'm waiting on lady to bring it to me now. We got a big event coming up January 9th. And we got 7 educators going to give you, it's a workshop. When you come there, you're going to bring your iPads, and you're going to do all the work that you need right there. When you leave, your business will be set up for 2016.
All right.
And that's another good partnership right here also. Mr. Murray and I have partnered on several occasions, so partnerships work.
That's my flyers, y'all. Let's her calling me now.
My name is Carolyn Marshall, and I'm CEO of Carolyn's Corner. My question is, have you all ever been to waited in line somewhere and you've seen one register out of 30 open, or been to a restaurant, seen dirty tables, or seen the wait staff, seem to be taking a break, and asked yourself, is it just me? So the question is, you're not alone. I'm Carolyn's Corner, and we are a customer service ecosystem designed to put fire back into customer service. This has to deal with highlighting businesses that currently are showcasing excellent service, and then also coaching businesses that aren't doing well in customer service.
All right.
Our website is Carolyn's Corner, Carolyn spelled with a K. Our phone number is 240-619-8229. And again, we're in your corner for great customer service.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alex McCamey, and I'm in startup mode. So I specialize in marketing, advertising, promotions, special events. And I did partner with a company called Free Visions Media. And they are putting together a faith-based channel on Comcast for Prince George's County only, 24-hour. I consider myself also somewhat of a partner with Gatewood Marketing. So this is my expertise, and I look forward to growing my business through your business.
I love it. When you keep hearing that word partnering, folks, I'm telling you, don't let these
Partnering and networking, everything that you said tonight, I would like to commend you. Everything, not only that you said tonight, is what really is going to make all of us successful, but your longevity is going to help us with our longevity as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Shirley Thomas, and I'm a television talk show host of the Shirley Thomas Show. And the vision of the show is to teach and share successful on having a happy, fantastic, phenomenal life, and to highlight others who are doing astounding things to change and touch people's lives. And we invite them, to be on this show, and we say thank you for all that you do.
And one of my future partners in 2016, she doesn't know it yet.
You're the second person in line, Rob, because you behind me.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Silver. I'm the CEO of Silver Computer Consultants. I was a government contractor for many years in the IT field. And when I was laid off my last job in 2001, I said small businesses need the same services that the federal government needs, that large businesses need. So I started working with small businesses and helping them with their IT needs. I am a managed service provider, what that means to you is I help you maintain your computer systems and keep yourself safe from all these viruses, spywares, and other issues that may be going on in your computer systems. I do things proactively so that you don't have to worry about those problems being reactive. Most of my clients come to me and they're reacting to what's going on with the systems. I wanted you to be proactive so that you can get this problem solved before you have a problem. That way you don't have a problem. My name is James Silver. I'm here to serve you and serve each and every of you. I want to be partnering with Mr. Gatewood this year. I'm planning on doing that. And William here, I met William at a networking function many years ago. And he's been after me for years. So now I'm here. I'm trying to do some things with you all.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Gatewood.
I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cecilia Bell. I am the co-founder of Real Rehab Talk. My business partner, Kelly Campbell, my other half, she's the gas and I'm the gas, she's the brakes, invited me to come out tonight to share with you guys a business that we have that helps people learn how to buy, fix, and sell distressed properties. It's called Real Rehab Talk. Website is www.realrehabtalk.com. Just real quick, we got into this business because we took a class in 2004 together. And we tell people the only thing we got out of that class is each other. And it inspired us to yes sir, Mr. Gatewood, yes it is, to go out and do something and to give people an opportunity to do that, learn to do that, and get the basics to doing it and to doing it well. Has afforded me a lifestyle that I thank God for, and also allowed me to leave my full-time job in corporate as well. I'll share with you later the next event, but I thank you, Mr. Gatewood, because you said a lot of things that I think we as business owners, especially small business owners, we play past. We just want to get it. We need to build it and grow it and sustain it, and that comes with relationships and partnerships. I tell people all the time, if you do the right thing by people, by design, God blesses you. You don't have to worry about money because it's coming in your space.
Amen.
People are more important than money. So that's what I got for you for now. I got one.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Martine McDragon. I am in financial services with a company called World Financial Group. I'm a licensed life and health insurance agent with the company. I also do a lot of networking events. I'm also a networker organizer. I have an event coming up. I'll let you all know about it. Our company, World Financial Group, what we do is provide free financial planning education. We go out into the community and offer that free, because usually a lot of companies charge a lot of money for people to just find out what they can do with their money. And we do that in HR departments, schools, everywhere. And our main office right here is in Greenbelt. So my goal, I love to help people. So my goal is to go out there and be one of the agents educating our businesses and everyone in our community to learn about how to manage their money, learning that we don't need to have a lot of money to actually grow wealth. And I wish everyone here success in your businesses. Thank you, Mr. Gatewood.
Thank you for coming out. All right. All right, let's start back. Start back here.
Hello, everyone. I'm